It was pretty much one of those known knowns. Like, and we all knew that it was going to come at this time, this month anyway, because of what Theresa May, the Prime Minister, had already signalled. What we really look for now is, I guess, timing about when things will actually happen, and the market will be looking for a quick result, preferably. They don't like that uncertainty, but however, the reality is it will probably take a very long time to actually see negotiations get underway. We know we have the French election, we have the German elections. Those new incoming governments in those countries are going to have their own stance, and it might not be until later in the year we actually have the outcomes of those elections. We have the negotiation parties there that we actually see real negotiations come underway. I mean, in the next couple of days, we'll get the EU's response to how they want to frame negotiations. And I think what the first issue needs to be sorted out is whether you'll see bilateral, where you'll see them do a new trade agreement while trying to exit divorce as well, or it'll be divorce first, trade later. I think that's the first hurdle for the markets.
Okay, and meantime, though, you do see more pressure on cable, sterling versus a U.S. dollar. How much more pressure? Because we were looking at a chart going back, say, 45 years of cable. The low is about 115.80 or so. Are we talking about going back to those levels?
Well, I think obviously the currency, the sterling, depreciated quite a long way after the vote, and I think there is more downside. You know, if you set aside all the political risk, all the uncertainty around what's happening with the EU and negotiations around Brexit, just take into account the fact that the UK has a 6% deficit to GDP on its current account. That's the thing that suggests the currency should be weaker anyway. So I think the currency market's obviously the most liquid. They're the things that move the quickest and move the most towards these news. So I think you'll see that depreciate further over the rest of this year as that uncertainty starts to unwind.